Part 1, Temple of Shadows, a Galactic Odyssey. In the dark reaches of the Outer Rim, beyond the fringes of explored space, there existed a forgotten planet. From a distant ridge, the planet appeared as a vibrant oasis amidst the vastness of space, its emerald forests interspersed with shimmering lakes and cascading waterfalls. Its name had long been erased from the annals of Jedi archives, buried beneath layers of dust and whispers of ancient evils. The atmosphere was heavy with a perpetual mist, shrouding the gnarled trees and jagged rock formations in an eerie haze. A lone moon hung low in the sky, casting dim silvery light that barely pierced the dense canopy of twisted branches. It was here that a group of explorers found themselves stranded, their ship crippled by an unexpected ion storm that swept through the sector. Among them was Captain Jana Ordis, a seasoned pilot with a haunted look in her eyes, and her crew of hardened mercenaries and scientists. Each member of the crew had their own reasons for being there, some seeking fortune, others knowledge, and a few redemption. Captain Ordis, clad in her weathered flight suit and carrying the weight of past failures, led the group with a determined stride. Her years in the Outer Rim had taught her caution, but this mission was different. They were chasing a rumor, an ancient artifact hidden in a Sith temple that promised power beyond imagination. Professor Ren Voss, an archaeologist with a penchant for delving into forbidden lore, walked at her side. His lean frame was draped in dusty robes adorned with arcane symbols, and his eyes gleamed with a feverish intensity that bordered on madness. He spoke of the temple as if it were a living entity, whispering secrets of untold darkness and forbidden knowledge. The journey through the dense jungle was arduous and fraught with peril. Strange whispers seemed to echo through the trees, carrying tales of ancient curses and unspeakable horrors that lurked just out of sight. The air was thick with the scent of decaying vegetation and the distant roar of unseen waterfalls. Shadows danced on the periphery of their vision, hinting at creatures mutated by the dark energies that seeped from the temple's crumbling walls. After days of relentless trekking through unforgiving terrain, they finally reached the outskirts of the temple. Its presence loomed like a specter over the landscape, a testament to a bygone era of cruelty and domination. The temple itself was a marvel of Sith architecture, black obsidian walls etched with glyphs that seemed to writhe and shift in the flickering light of their torches. Each step closer filled them with a mixture of awe and dread, as if the very air around them crackled with malevolent energy. Inside the temple, darkness enveloped them like a suffocating cloak. The air was thick with the scent of ancient dust, and something more sinister, a taint that seeped into their very bones. Professor Voss led them through corridors lined with crumbling statues of forgotten Sith lords, their stony visages frozen in eternal torment. Ancient murals adorned the walls, depicting scenes of unspeakable cruelty and suffering that sent shivers down their spines. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the temple, their footsteps echoed ominously against the cold, smooth walls. The oppressive silence was broken only by the occasional skittering of unseen creatures and the distant drip of water echoing through the chambers. Whispers carried tales of forgotten Sith lords and their insatiable lust for power, weaving a tapestry of fear that threatened to unravel their sanity. High above the dense jungle canopy, the crumbling Sith temple stood like a malevolent sentinel, its obsidian spires jutting defiantly against the backdrop of a crimson-tinged sky. Captain Ordis and her crew stood at the crossroads of life and death, the artifact's allure promising untold power, but at a cost too terrible to comprehend. With a shared glance, they knew what must be done. Gathering their courage, they turned away from the artifact, their resolve steeling against the whispers that clawed at their minds. They retraced their steps through the labyrinth, pursued by unseen forces that gnashed at their heels like hounds of the abyss. Amidst the swirling mists of the outer rim, the forgotten planet lay cloaked in an eerie silence, its jagged rock formations and twisted trees casting long shadows under the faint glow of a distant moon. With each agonizing moment, they felt the temple's grip loosen, the malevolent presence receding into the shadows from whence it came. Finally, as they burst into the cool night air, gasping for breath and blinking against the harsh light of the lone moon, they knew they had escaped the temple's grasp, for now. But the horrors they had witnessed would haunt them forever, etched into their souls like scars carved by an unseen blade. As they limped back to their crippled ship, they knew that some secrets were best left buried in the dark corners of the galaxy, where ancient evils slumbered, waiting for the next foolhardy adventurer to awaken them once more. After a tense journey through hyperspace, Captain Jana Ordis guided their damaged ship towards a remote planet marked by lush, verdant landscapes visible from orbit. As they descended through the atmosphere, the ship emerged into a serene world of cascading waterfalls and tranquil lakes, shimmering under the gentle light of a distant sun. The crew breathed a collective sigh of relief as they touched down on the soft, moss-covered ground near the edge of a crystal-clear lake. Stepping out onto the planet's surface, they were greeted by the soothing sounds of rushing water and the sweet fragrance of alien flora. "We could all use a break," Captain Ordis announced, her voice tinged with exhaustion, but also a hint of cautious optimism. "Let's take this opportunity to restock our supplies and recuperate. We've earned it." The crew dispersed, each finding a quiet spot to unwind amidst the natural beauty surrounding them. Some tended to the ship's systems, ensuring it would be ready for their next journey. Others explored the nearby foliage, gathering fresh fruit and filling canteens with the pure, cool water from the lake. Professor Ren Voss sat by one of the smaller waterfalls, his gaze distant as he contemplated the events that had transpired. He traced the intricate patterns on the surface of a nearby rock, lost in thought as he pondered the ramifications of their encounter with the ancient Sith temple. Meanwhile, Captain Ordis stood at the water's edge, her eyes scanning the horizon with a mixture of relief and wariness. She knew that their respite here was temporary, that the shadows of their recent ordeal still lingered, waiting to ensnare them once more. As the crew regrouped near the ship, sharing stories and laughter amidst the tranquil surroundings, a sense of camaraderie began to rekindle the bonds that had been strained by fear and uncertainty. They knew that their journey was far from over, but for now, they found solace in the simple pleasures of a planet untouched by the darkness that had threatened to consume them. As night fell and the stars emerged in the darkening sky, Captain Ordis gathered the crew around a makeshift campfire. They shared a meal of foraged fruits and recounted tales of their adventures, each story a testament to their resilience and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. The crackling of the fire and the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze formed a backdrop to their conversations, soothing the lingering echoes of fear that still haunted their thoughts. For a brief moment, they allowed themselves to believe that they had found sanctuary in the embrace of this peaceful world. But even as they settled in for a well-deserved rest, Captain Ordis's gaze drifted towards the distant stars, a reminder of the vastness of the galaxy and the countless mysteries it held. She knew that their journey had only just begun, that there were still secrets to uncover and challenges to face. With a silent vow to protect her crew and navigate the perilous path ahead, Captain Jana Ordis closed her eyes, allowing the tranquil sounds of nature to lull her into a much-needed sleep. And so, under the watchful gaze of distant stars and the whispering waterfalls, they rested, a respite earned amidst the uncertainty of their fate, their next destination uncertain but filled with the promise of new discoveries and untold dangers.